May 15th. I'm looking at the calendar correctly. And we are nearly halfway through the month of May, and it can't go faster because the quicker we get through all of this Wuhan virus and pandemic and reopening, the better off we're going to be. Joining me in the studio this morning, Richard Clark, the news director for the Carteret News Times. He's been here for almost an hour now. And joining us just recently is Karamia Valentine. She is a student currently at Lynn University. She's a 2019 graduate of Swansboro High School. Good morning, Karamia.
Good morning.
And this is not your first time behind the mic here at WTKF. You did a show with Lockwood last year on Viewpoints. And Karamia was the Swansboro Area Chamber of Commerce intern last summer before you left for college. So it's interesting for students, young people like Karamia, who just graduated high school, and I said the class of 19 from Swansboro, who had to endure and work through Hurricane Florence, which was a disruption as far as a natural disaster goes, and you lost several weeks of school there in your senior year because that happened in September 2018. And now, as a freshman down at Lynn University in Boca Raton, Florida, the Tony Resort area of Boca Raton, Florida, and the beautiful Lynn University. Her second semester as a freshman was again truncated as far as you having to get off campus. Now you were still doing some online stuff. Mm-hmm. How does that resonate with a young person such as yourself and your peers, having gone through this in your senior year of high school, and those who went on to higher education, disrupting their freshman year wherever they happen to be? How did it affect you?
Yeah, and I thought, there's no way that something like this could ever happen again. And then my freshman year, I come in and we had to pack up and leave. We had maybe a week to pack up all of our stuff and get off campus. And then everybody had to go back home and do school online. And it was very difficult. I just finished my second semester this past week. And it's been really hard.
For listeners out there that are maybe familiar with Southern Florida, Boca Raton, describe Lynn University. Is it a small university, medium sized, large? How would you describe it?
Lynn is a really small university. There's only about 7,000 students, I believe. And I think that because my university is so small, also it did help the transition. I had a lot of support from my professors. My professors were always available to me to answer my emails because my classes are a little bit smaller. But I think that for some of my peers, like that I went to high school with, who go to bigger universities like App State or NC State, it was a little bit more difficult for them since their professors had a lot more students. And so I think that it was harder for them to get the extra help. I know that I finished out the semester with all A's, even though it was difficult. Even though it was difficult doing online school, I was still able to get through it with the help of my professors. They made it really easy.
Well, congratulations. So all A's in the second semester. How about the first semester?
1 A-.
Oh, okay. So it's still Dean's List though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And your intended major, whether you've declared it or not, is journalism. Mm-hmm. And your hope is that one day perhaps you can work up in Washington, D.C. Now hold your breath, people. It's not for the political arena. It's for National Geographic.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. But I think in whatever endeavor you choose, you'll be successful at it, whether it's journalism in the news media or in like corporate writing or in your desired goal, National Geo. So that would be great. The Lynn University student body, you said it's about 7,000 students. Mm-hmm. Do they come from primarily Florida or do they come from around the world?
Lynn University actually prides itself on being one of the most diverse universities in the United States. We have an outstanding amount of international students. I would say I only have about 2 friends that are actually from the United States. The rest of my friends are all from different countries like Peru or Argentina or Venezuela. And I know that it was really hard for them, especially actually when the pandemic hit. I know a lot of students who couldn't even go home to their families because the airports were closed. A lot of my friends personally couldn't go home to their families because everything shut down. And so now they're stuck in South Florida with friends or relatives. So yeah, there's not very many domestic students.
You told me a story, and you are a staff member in your freshman year, which I find incredible, with the school newspaper that does both a print version and a digital version. It's called iPulse, the letter I, Pulse, Pulse. And you joined that staff, and now you've quickly ascended to the position of copy editor, which is impressive. And you've published stories. It comes out, if it's online, you're doing daily content updates every day, and then the print comes out. So you've published stories both from campus and in the near environs of Lynn University and Boca Raton. Tell the story about, and you don't have to keep it out of the weeds and 5 miles up, so to speak, but you were talking about the effects of closing down the campus, and one of the students you spoke to was a Chinese national student there. Just tell the listeners what that conversation sounded like.
Writing an article about how the pandemic was affecting international students, because I knew that a lot of them were having trouble getting home. And I reached out to one student who I knew was being quarantined in a hotel in China for about 2 weeks because he had just flown back home. And I reached out to him for a quote, and he told me, I would give you a quote, but I don't want to disappear. So please don't put me in your article. And that just really shocked me because I had never dealt with anything as hard as that.
Yeah.
All of the news stories that I have worked on were soft news. And so just for somebody to say something like that to me, I was really, really shocked. And that he actually is from China, a country where he genuinely is afraid to speak out.
Well, sure. Yeah. So what you're saying is you have never really interviewed anybody who's inside an iron wall in a communist country like that. So this young man was enrolled at Lynn, had gone home, albeit quarantined until he could get to home, but he was inside the country of China. You reached out to him via probably like email or some sort of device like that. And he knew you, but was not only apprehensive, but said, don't put my name on. You can understand his apprehension, his fear of that.
Oh, I understood. Once he told me that, I was shocked, but knowing the state of China and all of the stuff that they've been doing, especially during the pandemic, I understood. I
bet you never imagined when you were a student at Swansboro High School, and there for years too, you were on the yearbook staff and made it to a high position there in your earlier years. That you'd be at university in Florida at such an internationally attended school, and that you'd be talking with people around the world.
Yeah, I did not. I knew that Lynn was very diverse, but just the fact that when I would be hanging out with my friends, all of them speak Spanish except for me. There were times where I didn't even understand what was going on. They're all just born and raised in different countries, and it's so unique to experience that through them.
And they would probably think, with a name like Caramia Valentin, that you must be fluent both in Portuguese and Spanish and all that.
They tell me sometimes they forget that I don't speak Spanish.
Well, it's very good. So far, I mean, your college career seems to be stellar. And I told you this yesterday, it's going to go fast. And hopefully you can get back to the new normal. When we get back to this break here, we'll still have a little bit of time to talk with Caramia Valentin. I'm curious to see what the school's telling her about returning in the fall, because we're now here in May, and what that looks like, and how she feels that's possible, if not, or if it will happen. We'll find out. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Coastal Daybreak after this.
Did you get a new car?
No, I just took it to the wash factory.
What's the wash factory?
It's the new car wash in Moorhead on Highway 70 behind Belks, across from Dick's Sporting Goods.
It looks brand new.
The wash factory car wash has state-of-the-art equipment. If you just need to wash the salt off or want waxes, tire shine, bug scrubbing, lava shield, the wash factory has you covered. I like it so much I bought a monthly wash pass that lets me wash every day for one low price. And they reclaim their water, which protects the environment.
The wash factory car wash sounds great. I'm heading there now.
As concerns about the coronavirus persist, AP's Ground Game Inside the Outbreak has you covered.
What are steps being taken there to reopen society?
Join Ralph Russo and the AP's global team of journalists as they keep you up to date with the latest news on COVID-19.
The whole rollout will be tied to a map of red and green zones based on how much the virus has spread in your region.
Listen and subscribe to Ground Game, free on Apple Podcasts or wherever you enjoy audio.
Hi, everybody. This is Gary Masterdonato, founder of Masters Wealth and host of the Mastering Your Money radio show. We hope that you and your family are healthy. America starts to open back up. It's time to get back to work on your retirement. For weeks, your plans and dreams have been put on hold, and we understand. But taking small steps now can help you recover quicker. If you're looking for help as to what to do right now, call us for a complimentary phone or video consultation, and let's get started. 252-249-0100 and at masterswealth.com. Our team can help you protect your money and rebuild your retirement wealth. 252-249-0100. 252-249-0100 and at masterswealth.com. For more, listen to our radio show, Mastering Your Money, Friday evenings at 6 and weekends right here on the Talk Station. God bless you all and good luck.
Insurance and annuities offered through Masters Wealth, licensed in North Carolina.
Welcome back to Coastal Daybreak on the Talk Station, FM 107, AM 1240. Joining me in the studio this morning is the former intern for the Swansboro Area Chamber of Commerce and current student, rising sophomore at Lynn University in Boca Raton, Florida, Karamia Valentin, a graduate of Swansboro High School class of 2019. So is the school, Lynn University, telling you students the spring semester, what do you feel as far as when you'll go back to South Florida?
They sent out an email. The President Ross of the university sent out an email saying that they hope to return back in fall. They plan on returning back in the fall, but of course, this whole situation continues to pan out over the next few months. I guess as long as people stay safe and practice all the guidelines that are being put out there, then obviously universities will be able to return in fall.
Did anybody on the campus of Lynn University that you knew personally contract COVID-19? Did you have any deaths on campus that you're aware of?
No deaths, and I know of some relatives of students that contracted it. I don't personally know any students who contracted it.
Well, and probably I'm speaking for myself here in Onslow County in Eastern North Carolina, but specifically Onslow County, where we both live, in the Swansboro area. I still to this day don't know anybody that's one contracted it or two has died from it. So we're lucky in that.
Anybody.
We're lucky in that sense. In South Florida, and especially Boca Raton, you have an older population down there too. You also have a pretty interesting neighbor kind of east of campus in your county. President Donald Trump has a place nearby.
He does in Jupiter.
Have you driven by the house?
I have before, one time with my family.
Did you stop? Knock on the door?
No, I don't think that would have gone over well.
Well, you could just say, "Hey, I'm with the Lynn University." Flash your press pass and say, "I want to do a story for the." Because your college, your university was the site a few years ago.
Of the
presidential debate.
Yes.
What year was that? 12? Was it 12 or 16? It was.
I know it was President Obama.
It was 12, I think.
I think it was 12.
Yeah, that's pretty prestigious to get a presidential debate at your university.
It was a really big moment for them. They hope that we'll be able to do it again, hopefully in the time that I'm a student there.
Well, if they still have debates for this upcoming election, I'm sure President Trump, knowing that that's in his backyard, now that might be, I don't know if there is such a thing as home field advantage for a debate, but nonetheless, they wouldn't have to travel too far, at least for, for President Trump and his entourage and all that. President, please. Joe Biden would have a little schlep from Wilmington, Delaware, but we'll see. Karamia Valentin, she's going to continue here in the studio with us. We're going to be doing kids weather next from the Early Learning Center at Morehead City United Methodist Church, and then following that, we'll jump into Swap Shop here. We'll take your phone calls on that. We'll read emails that have come in since Monday's show, if any have come in, and throughout the next half hour, we'll continue a conversation with Karamia. Richard Clark is flitting about. He's out of the studio right now, but all that and more. We're going to take a short break here. We'll come back. We'll check in with the Early Learning Center, and then we'll take your phone calls at 252-247-7282 if you wish to buy, sell, trade, or give away stuff for free. We know you have this stuff. We know you have it. We know where you live. Just give us a call, and we can move it for you. Stay tuned. We'll be back with that and more after these